Hello, we're going to talk about perpendicular bisectors, and I'm going to show you an example of how we work out a problem using our perpendicular bisector rule. So here we've got a triangle, and we see that it says that side XZ is a perpendicular bisector to side WY. Remember that little line above the two letters here and here tells us that we're talking about sides. So we know that XZ, this side right here, is a perpendicular bisector to WY. Now we don't have any givens here for our diagram, so we're just going to go straight into our rules. If you remember, perpendicular bisector means that it cuts this line in half and they meet at 90 degrees. So we can get two pieces of information from this one rule. So by perpendicular bisector, first off, we know that it cuts this line in half. So that means WZ is the same thing as YZ. WZ is congruent to YZ. Now we also know that these two sides meet at 90 degrees. So that means this angle right here is 90 degrees, and this angle right here is 90 degrees. So angle XZY is congruent to angle XZW. So these two angles here are also congruent. I can get both of those pieces of information from my one rule here, the perpendicular bisector rule. And I'm going to draw these on my diagram just to help me out later on when I finish this out. So those two sides right there are congruent, and then we know these two angles right here are congruent. So I drew one dash for both of the sides and one curve for each of the angles. Now, we're not quite done yet because we still need three pieces total information in order to use one of our four major rules. Well, we've only got two right now, so we still have to find a third one. You should notice here we've got a shared side in the middle, so that means we're going to be using our reflexive property. So by the reflexive property, we know that this side in the center is the same thing itself. So XZ is congruent to XZ. Like so. So now we have three pieces of information. We have two pairs of congruent sides and one congruent angle. I'm going to write a couple of dash marks up here for our reflexive property. Just right there. And if I cover up this right-hand triangle, I'm just looking at the left one now, I see I've got two sides and an angle, and I see that my angle is in between the two sides, so I can use my side angle side rule. So by side angle side, triangle XZW is congruent to triangle XZY. And we're done.